If you're a Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, or Taurus, this is how the Pluto and Aquarius transit is going to affect you. I know earlier I said that you guys are going to be very affected by this, especially Aquarians and Scorpios, so let's get into what you need to know. This transit is going to affect us for the next 20 years. So the life that we see now, the society that we're currently seeing, is not going to be what it is 20 years from now. Society is going to change, technology is going to change, and as individuals and as a group as a whole are all going to see a lot of different things occurring. But what should we expect? I'm going to start with Aquarius because this is huge for Aquarians and Aquarius risings. Aquarius, you are discovering yourself. You are changing completely. And in a way that some of you guys are going to enjoy this change and some of you guys are not going to enjoy this change. You may change career paths, your family or inner circle or whomever you're living with. That can change during this time. You can travel, you can move to a new country. You are basically reworking your identity, whether you like to or not. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of gonna suck whether you move to a new place and you miss all your friends and family, or if your family, if you get with somebody new, that's gonna be really difficult in the beginning, adjusting to that, or even having a divorce and going through that. Miss the things that you have to let go, but in order for you to change and discover yourself and become the most comfortable, you're gonna have to let those things go. Something amazing about this energy is you're gonna have the power to create any type of change that you want. But don't forget that while you're going through this, you still have power in what you're doing. A lot of you guys are going to invent something during this time that's really going to help society, something technological, and a lot of you guys are going to become leaders and stating in things that you think are right, because society is going to be going through a lot during this time. Lives are going to be altered and changed politically, very much so, because Aquarius has a lot to do with humanity. It's a humanitarian energy. If you are a Scorpio, Leo, or Libra, this is how the Pluto in Aquarius is going to affect you. Not going to waste any more time. Let's immediately get into this. So for Scorpio, Pluto is moving into your 4th house. This is very important because you are the only sign who is ruled by Pluto. So this affects you guys immensely. Pluto is the sign of rebirth, transformation, and death, and the 4th house has to do with home and family. So with that, I would say that whether it is in your house, like your home, or with your family, you are going to see changes between either of these things or both of these things, depending on if you consider your home to be your family, if you live with your family, or if you do not live with your family, then this could be something that happens within like the literal material of your home. It could break down in a sense, and you could rebuild that home, you could move. This transit feels very personal to you as well, because I mean, in a way, you are your own home. Your body is your home. So you're reflecting on how you're feeling during this time. You are processing what you're currently going through. This is practically the ending of living one way and the rebirth of moving and transitioning into living a different way. And this has a lot to do with home and family because it is occurring in your 4th house. Earlier, I did talk about death and how this could be predicted in a way, and a lot of you guys got scared by me saying that, which is completely valid, and I'm not making any personal predictions for you. This could be literal and it could be metaphorical. It could be, depending on how your family situation is, this could be you recognizing that you need to take time away from your family, and in a way that is a death, that looms on you. It makes you feel as if they're not present because you're not speaking to them as much, but they're still around. So when I use that term, it could be literal. I have seen family members pass away when this transit occurs, or it could be in a different sense. It could be a rebirth of how you communicate with your family. It could be the rebirth of somebody coming into your family, somebody becoming pregnant, or somebody having a child. So Scorpio and Scorpio placements, although this is very personal to you, this can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. This reading is extremely general, and I highly recommend that if you are a Scorpio rising, have Scorpio Pluto, that you get a reading during this time, that you rely on people closest to you. because I'm not gonna lie, this does feel harsh in a way, but with everything, you're gonna be okay. And how you take this energy and process it and say, hey, you know, I'm not very happy living at home with my family right now. I need to move out. I need to grow in that way. Or hey, I want to strengthen this relationship with this family member. This is the perfect time to do that. If you guys have any questions at all, leave them in the comments. Let's get into Leo. For my Leos and my Leo risings, this is occurring in your 7th house. So this has a lot to do with your connections, specifically when it has to do with friendships. So Leo, this could be the rebirth of new friendships, new connections, meeting new people. On the other hand, this could also be I stopped being friends with this one person and now I'm that relationship is changing. They're transforming. These friendships, they're changing. You could possibly be outgrowing friendships that you currently have. Because on the opposite spectrum of that, like I said, Pluto does deal with death. This could be the death of a friendship. I don't want to be friends with this person anymore. I've changed, or they're changing. I don't like how they're moving. I don't like how they're transitioning. Maybe I'm transitioning a different way. And moving on to Libra, I'm trying to get these done and not such a long period of time. Libra, I was so sad when I heard that you guys didn't hear what I said, because I loved this prediction for you. This is happening in your 5th house, and Aquarius is a sister sign of yours, so that does affect you as well. And I put in my notes to follow your heart. So during this time, doing things that feel good, doing things that you are passionate about is going to affect you immensely. So being around people that you love, being around people that make you happy, telling your crush that you have feelings for them, just doing things that feel right to you. Like always, if you guys have any questions at all, leave them in the comments below. If you are a Taurus, Leo, Gemini, or Libra, this is how the Pluto and Aquarius transit is going to affect you. I'm using the 10 minutes for this because there's so much information, a little bit about Pluto and a little bit about Aquarius. Pluto is the planet of rebirth, transformation, and death. So it is a little bit scary, but at the same time, there's so much to profit off of this energy. Aquarius is a fixed sign. It is very dependable. It is about society, the people, the future. It is forward thinking. Not only is it forward thinking, but it is thinking outside of the box. I see a lot of new free thinkers, inventors, people who are revolutionary in their thoughts. Social causes occur at this time. Think about the government and TikTok and what is currently going on with that right now. How the government wants to take away TikTok because it is creating this new wave of free thinkers and people in power. Like, governments do not like when things like this occur. We are going to see a lot of rebellions, a lot of people going up against what is right. Revolution, rebellion. There also is the theme of death. Could be an excess death of a group of people or the death of a way of thinking. So that, let's get into how it affects you, Taurus, Gemini, Libra, and Leo. So Taurus, this is moving into your 10th house. So this has to do with your career. So during this time, you could see that this isn't how I want to continue life in my career. I want to change. I want to do something else. Alternatively, you start getting it. You become more passionate in what you're doing and you start rising up to the top of your career. So basically for you, this is going to be a very transformative time for your career. If you have any career goals at this time, it is a perfect time to go after them. This is happening in your 7th house, so this is going to have a lot to do with your friendships, romantic or platonic relationships, connections in general. Going to be a huge shift in your community. This could be becoming closer with people in your community or letting things go, changing, outgrowing people. You guys are going to get married. Some of you guys are going to get a divorce. It really has to do with the connections that you have and transforming those connections. Those connections are going to change in one way or another. Libra and Gemini, because Aquarius is your sister sign, this is really going to affect you guys as well. Libra, I put a big note when I was analyzing how this is going to affect you, and I put follow your heart. This is going to be occurring in your 5th house, and this has a lot to do with pleasure, what makes you feel good, around the people that make you happy, telling someone you have a crush on them, moving somewhere that you've always wanted to go. Anything that you felt super passionate about for the past few years that you've kind of put to the side, this is going to be the time to start doing that because it's going to profit you so much. I don't know if that makes sense. Do what I'm saying. Just do it because it's going to benefit you. That's what I wanted to say. This time, your mind is changing. You are going to start thinking about things differently, understanding things differently, and maybe growing out of how you're currently living your life and experiencing a lot of new things. Make sure to keep yourself open. I know you Geminis really like to try a bunch of new things. You like to do that, but you don't like to stick to it. You get bored of it after a while. So trust what you're believing in at this time and learning at this time. And if you have an inkling, a feeling, oh, I'm going to try doing this, try to stick to it for the next at least 2 years. Please make sure to follow me on my other social medias just in case TikTok gets banned during this Pluto in Aquarius. If you are a Capricorn, Sagittarius, or Virgo, this is how Pluto in Aquarius is going to affect you. I have been talking about this transit a lot, so if you have any questions, leave them down below because I'm just going to get into these because I feel like I've been talking too much before the video. Capricorn, Pluto is moving into your second house. This has to do with wealth and money. So during this time, you may be finding new and innovative ways to make money or help others make money. You may also change career paths or make connections with people who already know how to make money. This just has a lot to do with a transformative way of you making money. So however you're making money currently, you might still keep that. However, there may be a new way for you to bring in income. Sagittarius, this is moving into your third house, which has to do with your mind and intellect. Now, Pluto has a bit of a dark side where it deals with death and fears, so you may be overthinking a lot during this period. Make sure that you're not holding yourself back from doing things just out of fear. Virgo, Pluto is moving into your sixth house. This has a lot to do with routine, changing that part of your life. If you're looking to break a bad habit, starting now is the perfect time. If you're an Aries, Cancer, or Pisces, this is how the Pluto in Aquarius transit is going to affect you. Cancer, Pluto is moving into your 8th house. The 8th house has a lot to do with death and trauma. So a lot of you guys during this time are going to go through a healing journey. You are working through those hardships so that you can become the healthiest, happiest versions of yourself. That is easier said than done. But you know, it is really important that when you do go through things that you allow yourself to process them, allow your body to heal, and this is going to be the perfect time to do that. Aries, this is going to be going into your 11th house. So likely there's going to be some sort of a breakthrough. This can be in careers or relationships. You're going to find that your group or your collective is really going to change during this time. It's going to be kind of like a rebirth. Maybe you guys are going to go through like a little bit of conflict and then grow from that, or you are going to break away from them. And when I say that, that could be in a relationship, that could be career-wise. Pisces, during this time, Pluto is going to be moving into your 12th house. You also have Saturn in Pisces, so you're going through an isolating time period because you're doing a lot of work behind the scenes. However, you are also learning and growing a lot by doing this, studying, moving, going to university, things of that nature. If you have any questions,